10th standard students. So we will continue the Treasure Island, the story, non-detailed story in your textbook. So we are going slowly like a snail moving. So in the last class we just came to know how Jim meets Bengan and Smollett, Doctor and Square finds a place in island to defend and hide. Then Ben asks favors to escape from island from the Jim. Then we come to know Long John Silver and pirates attack the stockade and start bombardment. And Jim tries to move the ship. Now we will discuss that matter now. That how Jim tries to escape from the stockade and tries to move the ship to other place, with the other safe place. And we will also come to know how Jim kills other pirates and he shows his bravery on the ship. So we will continue from 121 para number 2. When evening fell, the pirates stopped their useless bombardment. So they were bombarding the stockade where these Captain Smollett, Square Trelawney and Dr. Livesey were hiding, and with the two more their assistants. So they were bombarding, they were defending the bombardment. Next they just when the evening came, they stopped this useless bombardment. Hearing this bombardment, the noise of the bombardment, Jim tells about Long John Silver his story and also asks Bengan if he can help them. But Long John Silver tells him that if the Captain Smollett and Square Trelawney and Doctor allows him to move with them, if they give him a hand, assist him to move from the island, he will definitely help them. Now they stop the useless bombardment. Jim approached the stockade cautiously, but when he saw the Union Jack flying about it, he knew that it was his allies who occupied it. Jim's friends were delighted to see him safe and sound, and amazed to hear about Bengan. The captain then told everyone it was time to sleep. Along with him, the square and the doctor, there were just two more of the square's men, plus one sailor, who had remained loyal. 6 men and a boy against the 15 pirates who still survived. So in this para we come to know. Now cautiously Jim moves to the stockade and tells about Bengan and everything, whatever he has seen in that forest, about Long John Silver and everyone. And when this union here refers to Smollett, Captain Smollett, Square Trelawney, Long John Silver and 2 other men and one more sailor who was accompanying them and who was loyal to this union. So they share their experiences and they share their views, and they were delighted. The union was delighted to hear about Bengan here. The captain then told everyone it was time to sleep. Along with him, the square and the doctor, there was just 2 more of them, square's men plus one sailor who had remained loyal, and there were 6 men, with them one boy, and they were against 15 pirates who are still survived. The next morning, Long John Silver appeared at the stockade's perimeter fence, carrying a flag of truce. He offered to spare the defenders' lives if they gave him the treasure map. Captain Smollett refused him point blank, saying the pirates' word was not worth a rotten ship's biscuit, and that they had no intention of giving up the treasure map anyway. So next morning what happens? Long John Silver appears with a truce, flag of truce. Flag of truce means he wanted to make a contract and he had brought a peace flag. He offered to spare the defenders' lives if you give me the treasure map, I will leave you. I will leave you. I will spare your lives. So he offered this way. Captain Smollett refused. Captain Smollett said, no, I will not give you the map, as your words, a pirate's word was not worth, it is not worth, your words are not worth a rotten ship's biscuits. So your words, pirates' words are not worse than the rotten biscuits of the ship, and that they had no intention of giving up the treasure map anyway. They said he said, Captain Smollett said point blank that they are no intention of giving the treasure map to Long John Silver. So no sooner had Long John Silver hobbled angrily away then the pirates attacked the stockade. So as they refused to give the treasure map, Long John Silver returned angrily, and then they started again the bombardment. The defenders retreated into the log cabin, from which they exchanged musket fire with the pirates. Suddenly several attackers swarmed over the perimeter fence. Two were shot down, one retreated, but four of them made it to the cabin wall, where they were able to shoot in through the building's loopholes at will. Realizing the tables had been turned, the defendants rushed outside and fought the pirates hand to hand. Now they have attacked the stockade directly, and they came to the cabin itself. Though the defenders here refers to the Smollett and the Square Trelawney, doctor, and 2-3 men with them, and they started defending the attack, but still they could not do, as they had the pirates have come very close to them, and they were shooting at them. Two were shot down, but four of them made a way to the cabin wall, and they started shooting from the building loopholes. So that there was no chance, there was less chance now for this Union people to defend themselves. Though they went out there, then they went outside the cabin wall and started fighting in their hands. A few minutes later, the pirates lay dead. So many of the pirates were lay dead, that they were killed. But two of the square's men had perished as well. So two of the men who were loyal to him, Square Trelawney, they also died. And the captain was wounded. Now Captain Smollett was wounded in this fight. While the remaining defenders buried the dead. So remaining defenders means Smollett and the doctor and Jim and one more person. The doctor made his way off into the woods. So now the doctor went into the woods, went inside the forest, intent on his secret plan. He had something secret plan in his mind, so he wanted to do something in his own way. So he moved into the forest while others were burying the dead bodies. Jim too had no idea. With darkness approaching, he armed himself with a pistol and slipped away into the shadows. So after burying the dead bodies, Jim also went with his pistol and went into the shadows. Went into the shadows means he too went into the forest. He made his way to the seashore. So he came to the seashore, where he found a small homemade boat that Ben Gunn had told him about. So there in the seashore, Jim found a small boat, which is a homemade boat, not of any factory made. It is a homemade boat that is made by Ben Gunn. Ben Gunn has also told about this boat to Jim. The little craft closely resembled a coracle and was very difficult to handle. So it was very small craft type of boat, and it is very difficult to handle. But he succeeded in paddling it out to the Hispaniola. So somehow he paddled and reached Hispaniola, the ship, from which drunken shouting voices could be heard. From the ship he could hear the people shouting while after drinking. He could hear that voices of the pirates from his small craft. So, from which drunken shouting voices could be heard. Jim wasted no time cutting through the ship's mooring ropes and setting it adrift. So, what he did, he went near the Hispaniola, the ship. Then he cut the ropes which was tied to the ship, and it was moved to somewhere else when it was anchored to some place. So, he cut the rope itself, and the ship set free. So it started adrift. By that time, the tide was ebbing fast and the current in the channel was very strong. Jim found himself swept helpless along with it, thinking he was as good as dead. He allowed exhaustion to overwhelm him. So what happens now after when he cut the ropes and he set the ship free to drift? So at that time the current, the water was high, it was ebbing, it was high, the sea water was coming up, it was high tide. So the current, he could not control the boat, and he too was drifted along with the water, and he was helpless there. Without any helpless, he could not help drifting in the water. He thought that he is now he has no life, he is equal to dead. So he allowed exhaustion to overwhelm him. So there only he slept in the small boat, there only he slept and allowed the boat to move in the current. The next morning, Jim awoke to find himself drifting near to the island's north coast. So he was alive, and next morning he saw himself drifting in the north coast of the island. Close by was Hispaniola. So it was Hispaniola. The ship was also very close to him. Seemingly deserted. So there were no person in the ship. He hurriedly paddled over to it and clambered aboard. So he climbed the ship, seeing there is no one in the ship. On the ship, Jim found the two pirates whose raised voices he had heard the night before. So he found two pirates in the ship whose voice he had heard last night when he had come to cut the ropes of the ship. They had obviously had a fight. One lay dead and the other had a bad wound in his thigh. So in the two pirates, one was dead already, as they had a serious fight among themselves, as they were drunk. Both the pirates were drunk, so they had a serious fight among themselves, and one pirate had killed the other pirate, and the other pirate was wounded in his thigh. Jim took the ship's wheel and steered for a creek in the north of the island where it could safely be run ashore. So now Jim took the ship's wheel. Now he took ship's wheels means he started directing the ship to some safe place where he could move the ship where he can anchor the ship again. So he was searching for the small creek. Creek means a small gap where he can anchor the ship safely. The surviving pirate, who minutes before had seemed to be gravely wounded, so one pirate who is surviving, seeing Jim taking charge of the ship, as Jim started moving the ship, he has taken the wheel of the ship. He is directing the ship to some safe place. So seeing him, the pirate who seemed to be very wounded, but now suddenly he sprang at Jim. So he suddenly jumped at Jim. As the ship ran gently round, the pirate chased him up the main mast rigging and threw a knife at him. So there was running around in the ship, and the pirate started chasing Jim. Jim started running and the pirate started chasing, following him, and he threw a knife at Jim. Although Jim was slightly wounded, so the knife struck Jim and he was wounded because of that knife. He managed to aim his pistol and shoot his attacker dead. So he aimed at the pirate and killed him. Very pleased that he had captured the ship and it was in safe place, Jim made his way back to the stockade. But to his horror, it was Long John Silver and the pirates who greeted him. For some reason, the doctor had given it up to them. Along with the treasure map, Long John Silver told Jim that as he had been deserted by his friends, he should now join the pirates, but Jim refused. Now when he went, he moved the ship in a safe place and he moved back to the island where his friends were staying, that is stockade. But to his horror, he was shocked to see that the stockade was not in the hands of the doctor or Smollett or the captain. It was in the hands of Long John Silver. They have taken the charge of the stockade and other pirates were there. For some reason, the doctor had given it up to them. So this stockade was given to the Long John Silver for some reason. But Jim doesn't know what is the reason. Along with the treasure map. So treasure map is also given to the Long John Silver, the pirate, the treacherous man who wanted to take away the treasure from the island. Now Long John Silver told Jim that he had been deserted by his friends, so he has no one now. You should join our group. Join the pirates group. Now Jim, now you join our group, our private pirates group. So as your friends have deserted you, but Jim refused it. So remaining one page, it is almost 2 pages. I will discuss in my next video. Till then, whatever I have dealt with, you should read it, and I am continuously telling, watch the video 3 times and read the lesson 5 times. So please do it for your own sake. So take care and read well. Thank you.